Dave Wickmarcy. Part 1, sorry it was cut too short. Boone ran out of space. I wanted to show you real quick, if I can, about annealing. What annealing does is this is your head gasket on your 52. It's nice and hard. What it does is it'll actually make it soft like this. Really soft. You got to be careful with it when you grab it. It's got a little glaze on it. So all you do is you'll heat it up on here, put it on here, you turn it on to high. You'll get this hot until it changes color. I'll go ahead and do this one. I'll show you. Just turned it on. You gotta have some cold water. And what it'll do is we'll heat it up until she gets really hot. You'll see it change colors, and then it'll turn into like a dull color. And then what it does is, the reason why we do this is it makes it soft, so then that way when we torque it down, we'll have less leaks and we'll have a better torque value on the cylinder head. Just to show you real quick, this right here is an inch-pound torque wrench. Measures in inch-pounds. So the way you can figure inch-pounds is your 12 times tables. From 1 on up. So like if you wanted to do 1 pound, that's 1 times 12 is 12. You want to do 2 pounds, 2 times 12 is 24. It just goes on up from there. So it's good way to remember that is your 12 times tables for an inch-pound torque wrench. So if you wanted to do 12 pounds, it's 12 times 12 is 144. You can see it changing colors. When it changes colors all the way around, and this thing gets red hot, then you'll know it's annealed, and it'll be like this. I mean, it's super soft, and you can basically do that on any copperhead gasket. I just wanted to grab the video from that first one and just show you that head stud installment. I will tell you, it's a little tricky getting it in there. You got to make sure your rings are compressed. The cylinder may fight you a little bit getting it in, but she can be done. I mean, I got mine on, but this makes for a lot better engine. See how it's got nice and red now? I'm going to turn this off. See how it's nice and red? Oh, you let it go not too much longer, because you don't want to melt that head gasket, because you can actually melt it, believe it or not. I'll turn this off. And grab my pliers. Watch. Drop it in here. Let it cool down. We're going to move this back out of the way. When we pull it out of there, you can see it is nice and soft. And that's how you anneal a head gasket. And we'll save this one for later, for another build or whatever. I wanted to show you that. Another thing I wanted to show you, one of the spark plugs. You always gap your coil between 3 and 5 thousandths. This is what you call a feeler gauge if you don't know what they are. Just put this in the bottom, put it on the magnet side of your coil, and then put your coil down on top, and it'll stick to it, and you tighten it up, and then you rotate the engine and you pull it out. So that's how you get what's called an air gap. CMR5 and a CMR7. If you're wondering about heat ranges on plugs, the 5 is always hotter than the 7. The 7 is colder. So if you get a brand new plug and you want to see how if your motor's running rich or lean, put your plug in, start it up after you get it all tuned out. Run it down full throttle, run it back full throttle, bring it over, turn it off, pull the plug, and then you can see if it's got too much soot built up on it, too much, combustion on it, or if it's still got the, you can still see the white porcelain. Usually if you can see the white porcelain, it means it's too lean. The other way, it's got a lot of buildup on it and it's too rich. And you can do that in the changes jet kit for that carburetor. Just change your jets out. And we'll eventually go over that. I just wanted to show you how to anneal and about spark plugs and what a torque wrench is. Another thing about a torque wrench, you always bring it back down to 0. Never leave it at the torque, because it can actually ruin the torque value on the torque wrench. And always remember to run a good grade 2-cycle oil. You gotta treat these motors like dirt bike engines, so run some good oil, and I really prefer this oil. Just wanted to kind of go over that stuff and show you that, guys. This is Dave with David Wickham RC and projects. We got a couple cool projects coming up. I'm getting ready to build. Like and subscribe, notification bell. Guys, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Later.